We are at the Docks Club in St. Pauli in Hamburg, Germany, where Leon Gurvitch will perform on September 5th alongside the hip-hop DJ Vlader. Leon, this is what fascinates me about your work. You're a classically trained pianist and composer, originally from Belarus. You have played at prestigious venues like Carnegie Hall in New York, or the Elbphilharmonie in Hamburg, Germany. You deal with classical compositions for solo piano, chamber music, all the way to orchestra, but you do not shy away from jazz improvisation or theater music. In the pieces that I have seen you perform in, you also collaborated with opera singers, actors, ballet dancers, even painters, right? And in your upcoming performance, you will collaborate with a DJ for hip-hop music. You combine the classical score, the complexity of classical instrumental music with poetry, with literature, with movement. You combine the classical with the modern, and you speak across cultures. Care to elaborate on what stories you choose to tell and how and why you tell them?
So every story is something special and unique. If I'm working on ballet or on soundtrack for the movie or a new chamber work, I have behind something what I think about what is a story, what kind of message I would like to tell with my music, because actually music is something that don't need any words. So you can explain one ballet or symphony for people that actually just listen everywhere. It doesn't matter in Africa, in Asia, in America, in Russia, and they have the same emotional feeling or not. But mostly it's something very interesting that's actually difficult to describe. I have more than 400 works, so each work is something for me that's when that we say now I'm working on my solo piano concert, piano unplugged in Docks. So what kind of message I would like to tell in people? My opinion is that we need more young people in the concert halls, and now we can do it in really one of the best music club, not only in Hamburg but also in Germany, and also very famous club, Docks, where I play many big pop and rock stars, and I go here with a grand piano and play my music, classical music, and with special guest DJ. Also, it's something, this combination is something very unusual actually.
And so that's what's great about your work.
Yeah,
right?
so I try to find ways that's not normal, not academic, but for another side, behind the whole performance, of course, is my classical background.
So you said that you don't need to have words to understand music or to express music. And when you combine music with ballet, for example, where we don't have the words either, so we experience the music on an emotional level.
Right.
Or for the music scholars, of course, they experience it on a completely different level. They experience the score, they experience the music differently. But what can words add to music? You know, when you work with poetry or literature, how does that enhance the music?
For example, just a couple days ago, I recorded my vocal cycles, 2 big vocal cycles composed for mezzo-sopran and piano, based on one of the biggest and famous Russian poetry, like Boris Pasternak. Josef Brodsky, Marina Tsvetaeva, Osip Mandelstam, and so on. And for me, it's a big inspiration, word and poetry. I try to translate this kind of really very deep poetry and poems into the music. I think it's like like in a movie. So you just you see with your eyes, with your any kind of experience from your life, what kind of dramatic or love story or something that you want to bring from your music to combine with the words. I love really to work with people, also with writers, with theater directors, and just projects. What we could do together. This it's like in German said Gesamtkunstwerk. We have dance, music, poetry, painting, and everything inspired each other. You mentioned now ballet. It also you actually I compose music sometimes special for ballet, or as a choreographer Edwin Rivaza from John Neumeier Ballet. He was inspired by my music, and set a new ballet based on my music.
I mean, two things that come to mind as you speak. One is originally there was no arts. There was, when the cavemen did their art, when the troubadours sang, etc., we didn't identify it as the arts. Now we talk of specific arts, ballet, opera, painting, sculpting, etc. In the olden days, at the origin, it was all combined. People tried to tell stories, and that's also why I asked you about what stories you'd like to tell. People tried to tell their stories. They tried to pass on their knowledge. They tried to teach. They tried to entertain. And in the process, they scribbled, they painted, they danced, they sang. So they used whatever instruments they could conjecture. So that's really interesting that we have separated, and a lot of people shy away from letting the arts cooperate, and it's actually beautiful. It enhances each other.
Yes, for sure. That's what you said. It should be also good entertainment, but also deep enough. And it's not about only what you do, but how you do on the stage. Sometimes maybe you think what kind of story you want to tell with your music, and if you're a composer, I have this big privilege that I can go to the stage and can play my music. Nowadays we lost this tradition when composers like 200 years before, Beethoven, Liszt, Chopin, and so on, they go on the stage and play their music. Or I think for composers, for creative people, it's a really big privilege that we not only behind the screen, you go to the stage, you communicate with the people, you tell what kind of story you want to tell with your music. It's not just a music, it's also music based on something that's on your experience from your life. And we know it's very interesting to read the biography of many composers, because all their music is connected with their life. It's not only like they compose music and they did job, that's it. It's everything what they inspired, what is the drama, what the if you link in the war, or you're in a peace, or you're immigrant, you go to abroad and you have so much troubles, or you survived, or you have nostalgia, or it's everything in the music. And Rachmaninoff, listen what they, when you listen to music, you know, there's this kind of the heart and soul and what you inspired. And for me, of course, so I'm maybe it's a little bit unusual in my case, because sometimes I say I'm really open for many things, for really many things. For me, I say it also every time that you have only two kind of two arts of music: bad and good music. And also the art, it is only, you have only two arts, bad and good. It doesn't matter, you know. For me, I'm just I can say in 5 seconds or 10 seconds. I need very quick to say, is it really art? Is this really deep? Is this something that inspired you, or it's something like happened just very quick for maybe a few years and then the people forget it?
So you talk about good and bad art and good and bad music. Let's go a little bit into contemporary compositions. I have no trouble relating to your music. I feel your music, I enjoy your music. But I have to say that a lot of times with contemporary compositions, I reach a threshold where I can't follow anymore, where I don't go on this voyage with the composer, where perhaps some words would help guide me. Any reflections on that?
Yes, of course. So nowadays, unfortunately, we have such a big problem between the contemporary art, contemporary music, and the audience. They don't understand why you do what's the noises, what is the music, is this I don't know.
And sometimes it is noises.
In German says is das Kunst oder kannst schon weg. You know, is this, of course, the modern art, they need explanation. So you need something to tell people why you do it. And from another side, I have feelings that it's sometimes you have only the concept and behind the art, but not the really art. So you have the concept, you can say, well, it's something like 20 pages about painting, and then you go and see it's not touched your...
And music?
And the music is the same. If you see some really interesting, beautiful name, title of the music, and you know, a lot of information about this music, and you know everything, but on the end, you need emotions. You need something that you stay in your head, in your heart. If not, why you do it? I think we need not so much information, but we need really that the people stay authentic with your music. If you compose contemporary music, you love this kind of music, go for it, nice. But for me, you said about music that's maybe it's for bright audience. It's not for few people, as the people can understand my music. But from another side, I'm composed not only because I want to say, okay, now I want to write beautiful melodies because many people don't understand and why. No, I just write my music without any limits, without any things. And sometimes it's difficult to understand. Sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's not hard. But I think the best case is if you're a composer, you're really authentic with your language, with your background, your identity also. It's also important for composer and for painters. For me, we can, you know, maybe I don't know. So sometimes you can actually understand or make so much difference between so much composers. One is so much music, and what is the style of this one or the. Now we have a big fusion of everything and so many influences from folk, jazz, classical, contemporary, everything is together. But in this time it's difficult to find your language. But if you find your language, go for it. And we know from the music history, even Beethoven music to his time, it was too modern. But now nobody says this is too modern. We don't know what's happened in 200 years.
So where does language end and music start? And where does music end and language start? You know, I'm really interested in the musicality of language. I'm a writer, not a musician. So where does language, where can novels, poetry, where can it flow into musicality? Where does it meet?
I can say from my case, for example, when I take poetry and I just read one time, maybe two times, and I listen exactly the music in my head. So I can...
you hear it as you read?
Yes, I hear in music.
The rhythm or more from the
everything,
word?
Everything.
Okay, from the meaning
melody,
of...
rhythm, harmony. I just put what I listen from this language, from this poetry, from the writing, from... the only one thing that's very important for me is for if I can feel or not. I don't go through my head. I go through the feeling. Okay. Feeling is very important.
How will the feeling be? We are at the Docks Club. How will the feeling be with your beautiful classical piano music and this incredible piano that's being flown in for the event, and a hip-hop DJ?
Yes, it's different worlds, but sometimes the different worlds make one big performance together.
What do you think will be the difficulties and challenges, and where do you think it'll be really fun? You know, if you think of it now.
Actually, for me, everything's fun. Yeah, preparation, rehearsals is fun. I love to go to the stage and share my music. The big challenges is to get technical, really good sound, and that we are in a good balance, or I'm in a good shape to play my music. That nothing happened on stage that's something disturbed me, that I'm really very free, feel free on stage, and I can communicate with the people from our audience, and just be yourself. If I feel that something going wrong, and so I start to find a way to figure out what I can do. But I'm prepared for everything, you know.
And I think once you start a performance, you're in it. You just flow through.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
there's no...
Yeah, from first note, it's very important to get it. So, yes. It's very interesting experience. It's something that you actually never did before, and you think, wow. Maybe for some musicians could be a little bit difficult because you need a lot of attention for music, and how you get this attention, what you can do is not a concert hall. From another side, it's your job actually.
What do you mean by attention? To focus or
to focus?
Yeah.
To focus on music, yeah.
Because there's so many distractions in this.
Not only that, it's also big hall and the people everywhere. How you can get actually when you play the last people, on the last line, it should be feel actually your music,
Sure.
and you have It's not like a normally concert hall where people know exactly the whole rules. You know, you go, you know, okay, now start, quiet, Ruhe, and just sitting is a bit different. So I don't know. It's also for me a new experience.
Will people dance?
If they want, why not?
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it. September 5th, Docks Club with Leon Gurvitch and DJ Vlader.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leon.
Thank you.